Let's get into the Beckham family. As we all know, David Beckham and Victoria Beckham have a beautiful family, but now that their sons are growing up, there have been some feuds, and it actually turns out that there's also been a feud between Victoria and one of her sons. Let's talk about the sons, because we've got Brooklyn and Romeo. Brooklyn is married to Nicola, and Romeo was dating Kim, who used to be involved with Brooklyn, which is freaky. She got both the Beckham brothers. Now, we thought that the family feud was all over this, and it turns out that Romeo and Kim broke up, which could be good news. Sources say that Brooklyn and Nicola did not know that Romeo and Kim had broken up because they haven't spoken to them in months, which I talk to my siblings all the time. I can't imagine not talking to my siblings. Our sources say, though, that they're not shocked. They're so shady. We're told that Brooklyn and Nicola are disappointed that this family drama was mainly centered around this girlfriend who isn't in their lives anymore. They're feeling especially hurt because it seems like David and Victoria took Romeo and Kim's side. So now they've burnt so many bridges between them. It seems like Brooklyn and Nicola are doing their own thing. You have to think about who these sources are. And it turns out that Brooklyn and Nicola, they've hired a management lawyer who's there to help do them justice, which is why I think it's interesting we hear about this new story involving Victoria and Brooklyn's wedding day. I think every lady out there has a nightmare of a mother or the mother of their husbands taking over their wedding. Well, that's exactly what happened to Nicola, allegedly, because I guess at one point Victoria hijacked a dance with Brooklyn, and that's where the feud began.
There are now lawyers involved in the Beckham family drama. There are reports that Brooklyn and Nicola are working with British lawyer Jenny Afia for reputation management, allegedly. Jenny is the same lawyer that worked with Harry and Meghan, but reports say that there is no connection, it's just coincidence. This news comes days after a source revealed that the root of the problem between Brooklyn, Nicola, and Brooklyn's parents stemmed from their 2022 wedding. This is a story we had not heard about the wedding, but sources have revealed now that Victoria had allegedly hijacked a dance between Brooklyn and Nicola at their wedding.
Comment below if you would be upset if your husband's mother did what Victoria did. But it also goes deep because Brooklyn had a tattoo that read Mama's Boy on his chest, and it turns out that he's covered it. Now, he has a bunch of tattoos, and he was posing in a magazine for Glamour Germany with his wife, and fans noticed that his Mama Boy tattoo was missing. It turns out his tattoo has been covered with some flowers, which makes sense. That's a typical way to cover a tattoo, but it looks like the arrangement that his wife had on their wedding day. So again, another connection there that I think goes pretty deep.
He has a tattoo that says Mother's Boy. And this picture here, it's now been covered with flowers that resemble the wedding bouquet at his wedding. He's sending coded messages to his mom because she wasn't happy about what happened at the wedding.
Let's get into Miley Cyrus. Now, I don't know what Miley is up to. She's trying to promote her album, but it seems like she's giving us a tell-all book in real time because she's talking a lot, maybe a little bit too much. This headline reads that Miley explains how she used to hide all of the money she spent on drugs from her accountant. Miley said that the drugs were the biggest cost, which she had to hide from her accountant, which I don't know what the accountant would do. Would they what they call the police? I don't know. She called them vintage clothes, and she would get all these checks that happen all the time on touring. She said over time her accountant would wonder about the vintage clothes costs, but always made sure to keep her purchases discreet. She said every time she saw me, she'd be like, "Where's that $15,000 John Lennon t-shirt you bought?" And she's like, "Oh, it's upstairs." Miley said, "We just really wanted to protect it. It's really delicate. The fabric got to take care of it. So I bought a lot of vintage clothes that year." And of course, she had her excuses, and it seems like she knew how to play the game of Hollywood. Plus, she's so powerful. I feel like if anyone told her no, she would just fire them. That's why these people have yes people all around them. And even though she's got the raspy cough due to her disorder, she claims that she has not done drugs in years, and she doesn't want to again. She's not even smoking the weed that she used to really promote back in the day. Unfortunately, Miley's latest album isn't doing well, and she even said in another interview that she has 12 songs, a fully developed album ready to go after this one, which is typically what you don't say when you're trying to promote your current work. She actually even made a movie, a film, for this album, which I didn't even know what was happening, but Miley Cyrus's biggest fans knew of it, and they paid $800 to go to this theater and to watch the premiere of the film. But I don't know if people read the fine print. It's not a concert, even though it's $800. It wasn't a concert, it was a premiere for her to talk about it with the directors. And when she was there, she was heckled the entire time. People were yelling at her to sing The Climb. They actually pressured her into doing it. I said that she was bullied into doing it.
This is the Tribeca Film Festival. How does it feel to have a fame?
Are you actually gonna sing?
It is wild how people are so comfortable yelling at her like she's a zoo animal. It's before she gives this little moment, she's literally the guys are talking, the guys that are working with her on this film are mid conversation while they're screaming at her to sing The Climb. Even looking at the guy next to her, he doesn't look too happy about it. Now again, to promote this album and this film, she's been doing so much press. She's going back in time and talking about her past albums, like Plastic Hearts, and she decided to talk about another very popular singer, Dua Lipa. She revealed that it was not her idea to work with Dua Lipa, that she felt like the collaboration did not align with the album at all. She actually has a new song titled Easy Lover where people think that she's talking about Dua Lipa, where she sings, "She speaks perfect French. She can dance the night away and still she'll never break." Now, I don't know if there's some beef between Dua Lipa and Miley Cyrus, but it's weird to mention those things. She also talked about a music video that was for her song 4x4 that featured Miranda Cosgrove at a farm. It had Miranda Kerr, there was Madonna in it, and actually I found a post on Reddit that people worked on that video shoot and it was a real thing. It was on a farm. There were Victoria's Secret models. I think Miranda Kerr and Madonna were fighting in mud. It was a freaky music video that actually did in fact happen. Now, Miley did reveal that she wasn't allowed to sing any Hannah Montana songs after the series ended. After you leave Disney, you don't have the rights to go and sing these songs, and she claims she wasn't allowed to perform it. But Miley claims that once she was inducted as a Disney legend, which kind of sounds like a cult, which she is in the Modern School of Mystery, she says, "I was given permission to perform those songs in the future," which was pretty cool. And that's interesting that they can just induct her into this legend. Who also is in this Disney Legends category where they could perform their music.
This is not a drill. Miley Cyrus is now allowed to sing Hannah Montana songs at her shows, which is something that she has not been able to do for many years. I cannot believe they actually legally took them away from her prior. I believe if she were to sing them, they could have sued her.
So Miley actually made history being the youngest person to ever be named as a Disney legend. It's an honor bestowed on individuals who have significantly influenced the company. And it looks like she got this award back in August 2024, so relatively recently.
In reality, I was a little girl in a blonde wig at the mall with a big dream, but in my heart, I was Hannah Montana.
It is kind of interesting because I feel like she became the Hannah Montana pop star in real life.
And I was so proud to be.
This comment reads, "There was a time I thought Disney would never do this for her, but I'm glad they did." Which I get it. Remember when she was performing on stage for the Bangers, and it was a weird time for Miley. Another comment reads, "So deserved. And finally, Miley will be a treasured memory of my childhood." Thank you for watching this clip from the Let's Get Into It podcast. To view the full episode, visit the link listed below.